Greetings, Sembo Zingahle Sharp Grand. It's Mnyasa wasEmbo, Linda Chirwa. So today is the 23rd of July 2024. Decided to do this video that will help a lot of people regarding the birth of the king, which is King Tafari. That is known by the Rastafari community as Rastafari, and most people they've heard about Rastafari and all that. Some they know him as his Emperor Majesty Haile Selassie or Haile Selassie I. Most Rastafari brethren don't really know who Haile Selassie is. So they are saying a lot of things. A lot have been said. Some of them they are saying is God, meaning Jah. Some of them they are saying is Jesus Christ in his kingly character. A lot has been said about him. So he was born 23 July 1892 in the province of Harare. He is born as Tafari Makonnen. Tafari is his name, which means one to be feared, and Makonnen is his father's name, and his grandfather is Michael. So this Tafari Makonnen was also known as Liege Tafari Makonnen, meaning child. Liege stands for child, Tafari Makonnen. And he was known as, at the age of 13, he was known as the Dijas Mark Tafari, or the Dijas Match Tafari. Then he was also known as Lalul Ras. His crown prince, or his title, when he was crowned as a crown prince. So he also appeared as Ras when he was given a title Ras. Remember, his name is Tafar. He was given a title Ras, meaning head of an army. So then he was called Ras Tafar. Then when he was baptized, according to Ethiopian Christian Orthodox, they've got a baptismal name. After 40 days, they baptized their children, especially the firstborn sons, the sons. So when he was baptized, after 40 days, he was given a name, which is Haile Selassie, which means a power of the Trinity. Haile, it means power. Selassie or Salasa, it means Trinity, tri. So he was named power of the Trinity, which the name Haile Selassie, he ascended using it on the throne 1932 November. When he was crowned the Emperor of Ethiopia, he used that title Haile Selassie the first, because he was the first one to ascend on the throne with that title Haile Selassie, of which is his baptismal name. So he was born 23 July 1892 in the province of Harare. He was born in a hut in a Randaville. So when he was born, there was a lot of celebration that a child is born in the family of Makonnen, and they proclaims the Solomonic dynasty. Is like the 225th king of the Solomonic dynasty. If you can go back and check the history of the kings, which is Kepra Nigas. It's Kepra, it's Legend of Kings. Nigas. He also appears, this Haile Selassie, as Negasu Negus, meaning the King of Kings, Kadamau Kedamawi, the Lord of Lords. He also appears with too many titles as the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, as I've said that he claimed the Solomonic dynasty. So a lot of Rastafari brothers, they say he is God, of which I strongly disagree that he is God, because he himself never claimed to be God. He himself was a worshipper. He was attending the Christian Orthodox. As a Christian, he followed the teachings of the Bible according to the Ethiopian version of the Bible. He also prays like most Christians are praising in Ethiopia, and he was a follower of the teachings of Jesus Christ, of which now Rastas are saying that it is him, it is Jesus in his kingly character, of which that's not true, because Rastafari never claimed that. And this preaching of Rastafari was started to be preached in Jamaica, then by some certain group of people, including Leonard Passiville Howell, including Momotimo Plano, as well as others. So, and this preaching started in Jamaica because they were responding to a question that was posed by Marcus Mosiah Garvey as a Pan-Africanist leader. And Marcus Mosiah Garvey said to them, where is your black king? Who will redeem you? So they must look to Africa, where a black king will be crowned. So unfortunately, the event didn't take place after Marcus have said all these things, but it took some years. Then in 1932 November, he was crowned Nigas Kadamau, meaning a king of king. this His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie. He was a man. He had a wife. His wife is Y0 Manen Asfau. So yeah, man, he is like, he's a man. He himself tells you that he's a man, he's an African. He was one of the African fathers. He was the first chairperson of the OAU, Organization of African Unity, formed by Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. So he's not God. And the title Jah is derived from the Bible, the King James Version of the Bible, when they are reading the book of Psalms, chapter number 68, verse number 4, where it says, he ride upon a cloud by his name Jah. Then now the Rastafari community took that title, that name Jah, for Yah or Yah, for Jehovah or Yahweh or Yahoo or whatever. Then they gave it to him. They called him Jah Rastafari, or which it is not like that, because that's is contrary to the belief of His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie. He was a great man, a great leader who fought, he was supporting liberation struggle, and a lot of leaders went to Ethiopia to meet him and listen to his wisdom. So he fought, and we know Ethiopia is a land that was never colonized by a white person. So it's still like that. So he is that, as we are celebrating His Imperial Majesty, of which most people don't know him. So he's not Jesus, and he's not God, but he's a king of Ethiopia, an emperor indeed, and which helped black people to recognize themselves through him, what he did. How so? Because his response to Rastafari is a response to colonialism and slavery. So the people who were slaves there in Jamaica, as well as other Caribbean spaces. So they wanted to have, let's say, a role model that they can look up to. So Haile Selassie was that role model. So in him, they saw themselves. That is why they identified themselves as him, His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I. Like, I am Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie is I. Hence, they have got this I thing in the Rastafari community. But then he is not God. Because if you are making him God but pointing the Bible, that should be something else. Because now the Bible tells you that worship no God but Yahweh, of which God is unseen. God is not born. God cannot die. God does not grow. God does not eat. God does not sleep. God does not slumber. God does not get circumcised. God does not get baptized. So all these things, Haile Selassie did all of these things. So that debunks him to be God. But if you are saying he's God using other reasoning, then that's your business. If you are saying it's Jesus, then you are wrong, because he was a Christian. He was not a Rasta, because Rastafari is not a religion, but Rastafari is a king, and of which that became a movement. All these things that these brothers are doing are contrary to what His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie did, because Haile Selassie won 3 times as a world-class best dresser. He was wearing smart. Most Rastas, they are not wearing smart, these people. I don't know what's with them. But they're claiming that they are following the teachings of Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie had one wife. These Rastas, some of them, they don't have wives. Some of them, they are going around sleeping. Some of them, they do have wives. Some of them are polygamous based on their traditional and cultural backgrounds. But if you're saying you're following Haile Selassie, there's a lot that you can learn from Haile Selassie. Clean man. He loved nature, loved animals, and not outspoken, always shaved, but with some afro, little bit of afro hair, beard, cleanly shaved, traveling with cars, flying aeroplanes, wearing shoes, riding horse, because one of his titles was called as Abatekel. Abatekel meaning the father of Tekel. Tekel was the name of his horse. So he had horses. So Rastas don't own any things today. I don't know what's with them. But we'll do a video regarding that. Because even if they are going for gatherings, dabs and all that, they are lying to one another. Some of them, they are even go in an extensive way to tell people what to eat and what not to eat. That has nothing to do with Rastafari. If one is eating meat, you are eating meat. If one doesn't eat meat, you are not eating meat. It's for your own benefit. Let's say I don't eat meat. How does it benefit you? Let's say I eat meat. How does it benefit you? So I eat for myself, you eat for yourself. So, but there is a lot of people who are going around telling people what not to eat and what to eat, of which His Imperial Majesty, when he was inviting kings and queens and princes and princesses, he will do a feast. People will eat as they please. They will drink wine as they please. So these ones that are charging one another person food, they are not really following the man Rastafari. They are doing their own thing. Contrary, they are reading books that are written by different people with different views. Joja hacks, they've got volumes and volumes. Some of them, they think that Haile Selassie wrote those books. Haile Selassie never written those books. It's your own thing, your own invention and own thing. Yes, Haile Selassie have some quotations. When he was speaking to leaders, when he was supporting liberation struggles, he was speaking as a philosopher, he was speaking as a king. So in one of his speeches, he's telling the nation that he is equally a Muslim, a Christian, and a pagan. So he's claiming to be above all these things. So as a head of state, he cannot be religious. That is why you'll find him among the Muslims, you'll find him among the Christians and Orthodox. As I've told you that he followed the teachings of Jesus Christ, the Bible, you will find him among the pagans. So he said religion is a personal thing, but the state is for us all. So Haile Selassie was declared himself above religion. And if he's all of those things, he's none of those things. So therefore you must preach proper things of Haile Selassie. Haile Selassie never had dreadlocks. They should not lie to you. They will try to find pictures where he was young, wavy hair and all that. He did not have dreadlocks. They don't preach people should have dreadlocks. Haile Selassie was eating meat. He was giving his tigers and lions meat to eat. As I told you that he was a lover of nature. He went to war. He fought, and there was this called the Battle of Adowa and all that. So he fought. Even his ancestors, about King Theodora, they fought wars. So it's a lot, man. Haile Selassie went to Jerusalem when he visited for the first time and adopted 40 children, orphans in fact, and gave them instruments so that they can learn music. You see, nice things. He was doing nice things. So he never said he's God. But those ones who declare him as God, he just let them to believe as they believe, because he also believed that we cannot question someone's faith, of which this is what he told the Jamaican leaders in 1966. It was April when he visited Jamaica for the first time with an aeroplane. Most Rastas don't ride with aeroplane, or they don't fly with aeroplanes. So they are, instead of them moving forward, they are moving backwards, calling themselves ancient men. Yes, we can be ancient inwardly, but now we are moving. We cannot be moving backwards. Rather, we should move forward with times. We cannot be those people who are like backward movers. So yeah, I think I've said a mouthful. So this will help those ones who really wanted to know more. But I'll do a video debunking things that these brothers are practicing, of which they are contrary to the belief of His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I. It is also appearing as Baba Janai, John Hoy. I give thanks. I say.